Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, everybody joining us now from the web. And we have a special guest today. We have you a few weeks ago, Musal, and based on so much demand and so many questions, we brought you back. So, Musal, thank you for being back here with us today.
Thank you also. You are invited to me this new live. I'm so happy here with you, with all teams.
Excellent. We love to hear that. And I'll go around who else here is in the room. So you saw when Musal joined last, he was with Sarah, our sales manager. But today we brought a few different faces today. And I'll give you a little bit of background why we had a live last week. It was last week, guys. It was last week we had a live, and it was a Brazilian live. So it was we did the whole thing in Portuguese, and we had a testimonial in Portuguese. Somebody that got the green card from us from Brazil. So we had Giovandro and Flavia, who are from Brazil, and they manage all the Brazilian community here in BBV. So we had the whole thing in Portuguese, and there were a lot of requests. Hey guys, I love it, but I want to understand more what they're saying. I love to hear from Flavia. I love to hear from Giovandro. So we thought it would be a good idea to bring all of you guys back, to bring you Musal back because of so many comments. People were so pleased with your story. So we thought about bringing you back. And then we thought about bringing you guys, Flavia and Giovandro, because they were like, they can do it in English too, right? And I was like, absolutely, they can do it in English. So you want to say your hi, Giovandro and Flavia? Let's start with Giovandro.
Hey everyone, I'm Giovanni with BDV since 2018. So I have talked to most of you guys or a lot of you guys before, and yes, I'm part of the sales team at BDV right now. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to any of us, me, Flavia, Jose, Queen. We are here to help you and make sure you have all of your questions answered.
Excellent. Flavia, do you want to say your hi to the community?
Yes, hi everyone. Nice being here again. So I've been with PDV for almost a year now, and I'm like Giovandro. I'm here to try to support you during this journey. And today we're here to learn more about Mursal journey. How was you? Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. And before we go dig into the whole EB3 and more testimonials and hear more from you, Mursal, and there's already some questions that we're going to get through it. I have my mug from BDV, and from now on, we're all going to have people that join the live. We're all going to cheers with the BDV mug. So we're getting that on the way. And some of the questions were, Romina, what do you drink in this mug? It is actually matcha latte that I drink
Ah,
all day. So I thought we had a lot of questions about that and just get that out of the way and then we can start on EB3. But all right. So, Mursal, do you want to tell us a little bit about your story? We obviously were here with you on the live, so we know a little bit. So, tell us a little bit of your story, where you're from, how long did it take you for you to get the green card? I
mhm.
know you're now in the US, and how is life in the US now? What has it changed this year for you?
I'm from Azerbaijan. When it is that question, how I find the BDV or EB3, I researched the Facebook because BDV has a big community on the Facebook, and some people, also Turkish people, sharing their recommendations, their uh, way how they got their green card. And I researched it, and one day I texted BDV, and we start the process. Right now, I am so happy because that I have in the USA stable life. Everything is easy. We want and we got it. That's all.
That's
As
amazing.
my permanent residence card, I want to show. Uh,
Yes, we
yeah,
love
finally I
that.
got it. I got it
Bravo.
that I have EV3. Yes, it's EV3.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
finally. So
I love that you
this
had
is
that space to
happiness.
show to everybody. That is
I'm
awesome.
so happy, thanks to be David, because I got my green card like that. I'm saying to people, don't hesitate, just apply.
Yeah. And one note here, all of us, the four of us of immigrants, right? So we know we're not American, but I mean by that, I know Devandro, you're actually in Brazil, but all of us, the three of us, we are immigrants, and we know how important it is to be in the U.S. and to be legally in the U.S. And when you obtain that green card, right, like your life changes in terms of, wow, now I can really do everything I want in terms of in this country, like work what I want to work. I will be able to get credit. I will be able to really expand your opportunities, right? And that dream, the American dream that we move here, that we had the American dream. Now we free to live it. So maybe sometimes people don't really understand what the green card is unless you're an immigrant and you get it and you get it in your hand and you're like, wow, I dreamed so much about this and now I have it and let me go after my dreams. And I think that's why you see so many successful immigrants in this country, right? Because we are dreamers, and then when we do it in the right way, you're able to go really after your dreams. But anyways, enough about that. Let's talk a little bit about, there were some questions that come up here, and I love these questions. It's already about the jobs. If we have any openings in Minnesota, Flavia, do you want to talk a little bit about the openings that we have, or maybe we don't have Minnesota now, but we have. What are your feelings about the openings when people are ready to make the move to sign up with EB3? Do they need to wait for a particular location? Is that what you recommend, or what do you recommend now that I'm on that process on the funnel? I read a lot about EB3. I made that contact that Mursal said, texted BDV and got to one of you guys, because once you text BDV, you get one of these specialists, EB3 specialists. So what is your recommendation once they made those steps?
So that's a very common question, like someone looking for a specific location. And right now we don't have Minnesota, but we have many other locations. We have some locations in Georgia. We have locations um, um, in other parts of the U.S. We have in Chicago. We have in Greenville right now, where is PDV located. We have, like, if someone has an account in our website, they just go to the job offering page. They can see all the job that we have open right now. And we always tell people, don't wait like for the location. Sometimes it's better for you to move, start looking for an employer that's currently filling the LC, so you can start the journey. Like some people, they wait more than a year for a specific location and they just delay their dream to start the process. I would like to turn this question to Mursal. Like, how did you choose your location? You choose because you desire some place, or like you just got the one that you put you on the line first?
I choose my location based on advice because I think maybe a small country, not small country, small state, as a population, as a another things, it's a good for starting. Not New York, I think. It's not California. It's just so costly, or not Washington. They say my location is Kansas, Lovers, and I am so happy for my working area in Kansas because everything is cheap. This is so important for our immigrants because everything is cheap, also safe. Everything is close. Yes, right there.
Yeah,
Uh,
great.
Sorry,
Yeah,
guys. We don't have Minnesota, but we have Wisconsin, which is just neighbor state, so that could be a possibility for
that is a
our.
great point, Giovanna. And I was going to ask that. I was going to, have a follow-up question on that, because there were, I think, three people today that are asking about Minnesota. So maybe you can put us a comment and we can talk about it or not, but just make a comment of what, if that's something, why are you in Minnesota now? Do you have family in Minnesota? Like Giovanni said, maybe a area around it. I would suggest also that you create an account if you haven't created. Maybe you have because you're already here with us. So talk to these guys, right? Talk to Flavia, talk to Giovanni, because they will tell you, hey, I don't have Minnesota, but I have this one that is close by. And that might be a good option for you. It might be that you just want to be near family, or for some reason maybe you're already in Minnesota and that's where you want to stay. Um, and then some of the questions about how long. So there's somebody from Zimbabwe that wants to know how long it takes from Zimbabwe. I think those are typical questions that it all really depends. So we can talk about more South's timeline, but that doesn't mean that's going to be your timeline. And Flavia and Giovanni, keep me honest here. My recommendation would be to again create an account and talk about that particular situation, the country, and the situation that you have to understand more of the process and the timing. Would you agree with that, Flavia and Giovanni?
Yes.
I got nods here, so yes. Uh, Marcel, what about? Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with your sponsor with us? Like, who did you work for, and how was your experience?
My experience with my sponsor, it was good because, by the way, I can recommend the people as an area they can choose the Kansas Lawrence, because my sponsor uh, always with uh, how I can my this feelings, I don't know. Yes, right now I cannot start my job. I will start my job next week, but
Mm,
everything was perfect with my sponsor.
excellent.
I
Um,
am not came across any problem with my sponsor.
Great. There was a question here, and Giovanni, maybe you want to address that. In terms of many sponsored problems, I don't think it's fair to say many that we have. There were some issues with many sponsored problems. I mean, to really give an understanding, we work with hundreds and hundreds. We work with so many sponsors, right? And 99% of the time, they work really well with us. And we have repeated sponsors. And what does that mean? The repeated customer sponsors is people that have done it before, love it so much, and they want to do it again. So when you have repeated sponsors, it's really, you know, the chance of them dropping, it's really minimal. And that's why I think it's so great to work with a company that is experienced and have been working with sponsors for a while, because you're not getting people that are trying it out and experimenting. We actually are working with sponsors. They're certified and they work with us for a long time. So, but that being said, there's a question of sometimes what if it happens, right? What if a sponsor drops? Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Giovandro? That does BDV stay all the way through
Yeah.
the whole process with the client if that
But
happens?
I don't agree that we have a lot of employers dropping out, because that's not a fact.
Right.
However, each employer, they usually sponsor a group of applicants. So of course, if we have one employer dropping out, we're going to have a group of people being affected. And even though we have a specific team that takes care of this step with the employers, which is our business development team, uh, any anyone is like at risk whenever you sign up for a program like the EB3. There's a risk involved with this process, not only for the employer dropping out, but you may have a denial or rejection at any point of the process. The good thing when you work with a company like BDV is that if you face any issue, we're not gonna just turn our backs to you. We are going to offer you a immediate filing with another employer that we have available. It may not be at the same location that you have selected before. We understand that you are going to probably have to restart the process. It depends on at what step you had that problem, but you may need to restart the process. Yes. Unfortunately, given the time back, this is something we cannot do. But we're not gonna just say, okay, you need to pay extra to refile, or we can't do anything. BDV will for sure assist you and try to communicate you in the best we can. So we're gonna have our teams dedicated to help you out to find a new employer, start a process immediately. And depending on what scenario and what was the case specifically, you may not need to restart the process, or you may have your prior date secured if you had the I-140 approved already. So we have to go and analyze each case individually to see what's going to be the best solution for that person. But just be assured that if anything happens at any point, our policy is we're gonna help you. We're gonna find a solution, no matter if you like or not. But we're gonna give you a solution, and our solution is always aiming to lead you to obtain your green card. So it may take longer, yes, but still, you're gonna reach the end of this process. We're gonna help you out. So I'm not sure if Mursal had an issue during his process. If yes, he can share what happened. I mean, it's a very clear situation that we discuss openly at BDV. Any client having problems, they are free to comment, to share with other clients, because we don't want to sell you a bright picture. We want to sell you the reality. We want to show you that, okay, that may happen something during the process, yes. You may find bumps during the process, yes, but we're going to be here. We're going to hold your hand. We're going to be with you until the end of this process.
Yeah, I agree. I'll let you talk about it more. So I just want to say that that's a key point, right, Giovanni? It's a key point because, like you said, everything is a risk, but there's less risk when you take on a process with a company like us that has been in the industry for 13 years, and we know what we're doing, and we have so many people that we hear every week. I'm trying to really show you everyone behind the scenes to get to this green card like Marcel just got is not so simple, and we have people that are really passionate to bring that to our clients. Um, Before I send it to Mustafa, Flavia, do you have anything to add to Giovanni's comments?
No, I think no. I just want to hear about Mursal. How was his timeline? Like how? Oh, yes, how was the process in terms of timeline waiting for? Because I think he got the COVID, right?
Yeah, that's what I was
Yes.
going to say. Let's keep in mind that he had COVID in between, but
Yeah.
let's go. Let's hear from you, Mursal.
Yes, I waited a lot of time as a COVID situation. But by the way, I also forgot my document when I get with interview embassy. It was my fault. Yes, and this according to this issue, my process was um, long in happened long term.
Yeah, excellent. This question comes from Flavia and Giovanni. What if I have a master's and I finish my master? Am I qualified for EB3?
You want to get, yes. Actually, AB3 doesn't require any education. It requires you to be over 18. It requires you to have a basic English skills you're working with your sponsor, and this your background won't be evaluated. So most of our applicants, they choose AB3 because they're straightforward. It's a visa with a high rate approval rate. So we have many applicants. They are overqualified. They have a background, but they decide go to the AB3 program because it's safer, I would say, than on the other visas options that you may have. So they want check your background, and that's you want to be taken in consideration under the AB3 program because we check if the sponsor has a real job position, if they have tried to follow all the requirements under the AB3 program.
Excellent. And then just, I won't make this a question. There's more of a comment um, if we have any updates on the visa bulletin. I would just recommend you, Eric, to sign up for our newsletters. I can actually look at our website too. Our website, we do the monthly update on the visa bulletin, so you can keep track on where we are on that. What's the
Yeah.
latest visa bulletin?
And by the way, I think Chris Rice or Richton, he interviewed Dave Bayer last week here on the Facebook, and Dave, I think, is a good research on immigration, and he explained about visa bulletin, his expectation. I think is a good video for you to watch and reflect on visa bulletin.
Absolutely. Yeah. Um, okay. So Marcel, do you have, can we go back a little? We see you now with the green card, right?
Yes.
Um, can you tell us a little bit about what made you make that decision to sign up for EB3? Is that, were you trying to do it? Well, let's start from the beginning. Were you doing from your country and you waited there? And what made you make that decision? And why BDV with so many competitors or not enough competitors equal to us? But why did you select BDV?
Why BTV? Because that's I got my green card. This is exactly answer why BTV. I'm saying the people why BTV. Why BTV? In addition, by the way, I start all process in my country, Azerbaijan. Why BTV? Because there have a lot of recommendation in the Google, in the Facebook, in the uh, especially Google and Facebook. People sharing their testimonial, their live videos. They got green card. There are big community, and this is so reliable for me. And I started the process with BDV, and BDV is so professional.
Right.
All team is professional.
Yes, we love to hear that. Giovanni, there's a question from a student person here in the US. And maybe I know there's, we talk about, hey, create an account, and we will talk about your case in particular, but maybe give idea on how long is it taking. And, she's a student. Is that something feasible? And I know, Flavia, you probably already answered that question, but she's a student and she wants to know about she qualifies for EB3, and then if that's actually to give an idea on the timing.
Yeah, to determine your eligibility, you have to create an account and complete the onboarding steps, complete our eligibility questionnaire. So that's the only way we can review your questionnaire, your personal documents, and then we can determine whether or not you are eligible for this program, at least that BDV can accept you as a client. And regarding the timing, this is a kind of trick question, especially now that we have heterogression. So we cannot guarantee timelines because it does not depend on BDV attorneys. I mean, our timeline is the fastest possible. That's our goal. That's the attorney goal. That's the client's goal. That's the employer's goal. So everyone's goal is to have the process being, process as fast as possible. However, we are noticing the visibility movement. Of course, every month we need to track that to see what's the if there's a movement, if there's no movement. But as of now, we see the visibility showing a backlog of around 3.9 years. I mean, yeah, between 3 to 4 years. That's the current backlog and the visibility. However, in the following month, it can change the scenario. So we cannot tell you and guarantee that your timeline is going to be within around 3 to 5 years, because that's what we have seen with former clients. Yes, but this can change in the future. So if you talk to a client that did this process 3, 4, 5 years ago, they would say my timeline was between this and that time. So right now we have seen around 3 to 5 years for total processing time. Even though there's a like an average processing time, we have cases moving faster, we have cases taking longer. So I can point many clients with many different timelines, even though they start at the same time. They are going to the same employer, but each case is unique. So we cannot just say this is the average processing time and you take that as a final answer. We need to actually know what's going to be your process. If there's going to be audit during the labor certificate, if there's no audit, same for the steps with the USCIS, with the NVC. So there are a lot of factors that may determine a case moving faster or slower. So I would not be really concerned about the time length. I would be concerned about starting the process. That's the only way you secure your prior date. It's the day you start. That's the day I can give you for sure, is the day you start the process and that you have your prior date secured. The longer it takes for you to start the process, the longer it's gonna take for you to get your prior date, and the process may be longer for you. So we have people that waited for someone like a friend, family member to finish the process to see it is a true thing, to see that BDV is a reliable company, and right now they regret for doing that because the process just increased the timeline. Hopefully you're gonna get a better scenario soon. That's what we are looking for.
That's
But
what I was going to ask. So,
yeah,
because that's what it says now, 3 to 5 years, is this something that can change in the next, I don't know, something that can change that it can make it faster?
every month we have a new visibility. Every month is a like a new hope. Every month when we have a new visibility, and we go there just few minutes after they release the visibility to see if there's a movement. So we had movement in March, April. We won't have movement movement in May, but we may have in June. So June is a whole new chance of moving faster, or having a better scenario for the retrogression. So I believe this process is a lot of not losing your hope, not losing your faith. It's gonna work. We just don't know when, but yes, it's going to work.
Yeah, that's great. We got a few questions here about sponsors. So let's address that again. I know we talk about it, but what about filing for two sponsors? Either one of you guys can take that. But how does BDV feel about getting the client and filing two sponsors in case one drops out?
Should I go?
Yeah,
Sorry. Sorry for that. I have a lot of noise. Can you repeat again?
Yeah,
yeah. It was just a question from a customer, but Giovanna, do you want to take
I
that?
don't believe it's necessary to file in for two employers, because every employers, they have a limit of people that they can sponsor. And whenever we have a company sign up with BDV, they count with people going there and work with them. So it doesn't make sense for us to file labor certificate in two employers, knowing that one of them will not have you there. So they are expecting you. This is not a process that, okay, I'm a US company, I want to sponsor someone, I will just call BDV and start a sponsorship process. To be eligible for this program, this employer must prove labor shortage. They must prove financial means. So they need to show that they can support you. So it's not an easy thing to qualify an employer, and it is not just a matter of filing the labor certificate. It is a matter that you are searching and you are willing to get your permanent residence, and they are willing to get your work there.
And I think you're right on. And just to add to that is, as much as you waiting to work for the employer so you can get your green card, they have invested on you too, right? So they are waiting years for you to come here. So it's not just a matter of like, oh, let's do this too, and then we'll just drop you and get this one, not that one. We have a commitment with these sponsors too. We're asking a lot of them, and in return, we are offering this great client, BDV client, that's going to go and do the work in return to get the green card. So it's a commitment on both sides, right? We need to be respectful to the foreign national, and we need to be respectful to the sponsor as well. And I'll just take one more question. This is a great, I have to say, this is a great discussion, great participation from everybody, from the community, Mursal, Flavia, Devandro. There's one question from Nigeria. Flavia, do you want to take that? Do you work with Nigeria? Have anyone has got the green card from Nigeria?
I think I never, but I guess that Juvandro for sure, that has been here for more time than me. He could be worked. I passed
Oh, I
this
can
question.
say we have. Yes, we have as a BDV, not you
Yes,
particularly, but as a
yes, no
BDV.
me yet, no me yet. It could be you. It could be you, the first one.
Yeah, we have clients from over 100 countries working with BDV. And for sure, we have had people from Nigeria working with us in the past and passing through all the steps. I do not remember any client, like any consular client, but for sure, adjustment of status, yes, we have had. But we currently have clients from Nigeria in processing for consular process that I have worked before. And we can search a little more about if any of the clients that have completed the process, they did consular processing actually. Uh, Romina, I'm seeing a couple questions and messages in Portuguese from the Instagram. Can I have just 1 minute to send a message in Portuguese here?
1 second before you do that, I want to say hi to our friends in Canada. And there's a friend in Canada asking if they can apply from Canada. What's the answer to that, Flavia?
So actually, I don't know if he's from Canada or if he has a Canada citizenship, but for immigration purpose, your country of birth is what determines you. But you can do the interview, you can do the process from the country that you are living right now. You can do consular process from your country of residence, of birth, or country of birth. But for identification purpose at BDV, you always use your country of birth. That's what USCIS requires.
So the answer is yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, no Canadian. If he's not Canadian, he won't apply as a Canadian, but he can do all the process from there, being like from someone somewhere else.
Excellent. There's also people joining from the UK. So this is a great community now. Getting to ask all the questions that we're going to get to. But Giovanni, I want to give you an opportunity to send your message in Portuguese for your for
Yes.
community.
Eu estou vendo algumas mensagens aqui no Instagram, o pessoal está mandando em português. Vocês podem entrar no nosso website, criar uma conta no BDV Solutions, mandar a mensagem da dúvida de vocês em português. Eu ou a Flávia vai conseguir responder caso a caso e a cada pergunta. Sim, teremos um evento em São Paulo no mês de agosto. O Emanuel questionou sobre o evento em São Paulo, já está agendado para o dia 7 de agosto. Pode falar conosco que a gente passa mais detalhes. Sorry,
Yes.
guys.
I am going to just say a little bit about the seminars before I let you guys go. But we are having a seminar in Vietnam. So, all the Vietnamese community, please join us. This is for people in Vietnam. So, we have May 17, 8 c.m. city. And then we have Hanoi and May 24th. Here in the US, we are going to Chicago, May 21st. And then San Jose, California, June 25th. And I actually skipped Orlando, which is Giovandro is going to be there. Giovandro, June 17. I'll say it in Portuguese. Junho 17, Orlando, because there's a large community in Brazilian community in Orlando. And we will have more after that, but I was just going to keep the ones coming up. So it's Vietnam. And then on the website too, again, go to www.bdvsolutions.com and you will see all the dates for the seminars. So we're going to Vietnam, we're going to Chicago, Orlando, and San Jose. And we would love to have this discussion in person with you guys. And maybe have him and Mursal to come by and say hi and show his green card to everybody.
Yes. Right now, showing my green card. Okay, just a minute.
Well, Mursal, please give an advice for someone that is like postponed to start this process. Like, give an advice for someone that is not sure about BDV and about the program. So we'd like to hear this from you.
I would like to say that people don't hesitate, just apply. BDV is so professional, and American Dream is real, not movie. Just start.
Just start. I like that.
Just start. Don't hesitate. And I am so happy and thanks to BDV because they accepted my case. Right now, I am in the USA. My green card approved, and thanks to BDV for everything.
Excellent. Mursal, thank you so much. Thank you for
Thank you.
testing us. Thank you for being here today. Thank you,
Thank
Flavia.
you.
Thank you, Evandro. Again, thank you the community who joined today to hear a little bit about the story, this beautiful story that we have here. A client actually showing his experience with us, showing that he has a green card now, that he has changed his life, and then also showing you the support that you have right behind the scenes. This is all starts here with you creating an account. And then once you create an account, you have access to specialists like Giovandro and Flavia that can chat with you. Hopefully, we have people to speak other languages too. They can, but we will have all the support to answer your questions. All right. If we haven't got to your questions, I'm sorry, but we'll go through it and try to DM you some of the questions that we didn't go through. But I think we've covered most of them. Again, thank you, everybody. We'll be doing this weekly. So if we haven't got to your question and you want to have this opportunity live, join us next Thursday. We'll be doing the live again. Okay? Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.